we're going to have some big problems for Marvel and Disney here, as they may be losing the star of Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, over her controversial opinions about body autonomy and wanting to make choices about her health. Now, we already know that Disney Corporation and its subsidiaries like ESPN have mandates for all their employees. This is actually not uncommon for, big, super huge corporations in America. I have a feeling it's going to get more common than people are comfortable with, but this is the world we live in. That said, Marvel has an issue here with Letitia Wright. This is somebody I talked about in a video last year who was sharing some opinions on whether or not she wanted to get the poke and what she thought about it. That's just not acceptable in Hollywood. I mean, in general, it's not really acceptable. It's frowned upon to have any questions about things. Heck, even here on YouTube, you can't question things. So working for Marvel is going to be an issue. Now, what's going to create a problem for Marvel is Letitia Wright in her role, firing a strong woman of color probably won't look too good. Black Panther Wakanda Forever has been filming for several months now, and its potential lead star has already been through the ringer in more ways than one. Letitia Wright is diving into the Marvel action even further as she signed a multi-picture deal with Marvel Studios to continue on as T'Challa's sister, starting with her fourth MCU appearance in the upcoming Black Panther sequel. Since filming began for Wakanda Forever in late June, the young actress has already wiped out on set while performing stunts. She had to be hospitalized for injuries she sustained, but she also spent some time on social media hot seat when she voiced concern over the poke. The star claimed that her intention was not to hurt anybody while voicing her opinion about what it contains. And now it seems Wright is continuing to let people know where she stands during the ongoing situations. Now, we see this in, the media doesn't really know what to do when somebody, a minority comes out and has problems with it, because they want to tut down their nose at them and they want to shame them, but it puts them in a weird spot. And, we see this even in the NBA. One of the NBA's biggest stars, Kyrie Irving, is looking at giving up, $18 million because he doesn't want to get the poke. There were a couple of holdouts in the NBA. One of them just crumbled because, that's the kind of money that only, Hassan might understand. None of us would ever understand that kind of money. So I don't know what it would take to walk away from $20 million. I know it creates a tough decision for a lot of people who make $20,000 or $30,000 a year. In a new report from the Hollywood Reporter regarding Hollywood's division over the poke, Black Panther Wakanda Forever star Letitia Wright was singled out for publicly sharing anti-poke ideas online. Again, anytime you ask a question, it's considered being anti when, the only thing that is allowed is, immediately and not without question supporting it. The report elaborated on Wright's opposition to the poke, stating that an on-set source of the Black Panther 2 production claims that Wright was espousing her views about it on set in Atlanta. The Hollywood Reporter explained that this is likely response to Disney's new company-wide sticker system that requires proof of your poke. You have to wear a sticker. I'm not going to make the comparison that other people have made because it's way too slippery of a slope, but we're getting closer. The stipulation was part of an agreement between the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television, blah, blah, blah. The new guidelines state that Disney will require a wristband to identify people who are fully poked. Those who are not will not wear a wristband. Now, Letitia Wright made her opinion known regarding the poke some time ago, clarifying that she was mostly concerned about learning what components make it up, putting it into our bodies. But now it seems she's taken her efforts a step further and has discussed the matter openly on set of Black Panther 2, promoting unspecified anti-poke rhetoric while at work and on the film. With her new Marvel contract in mind, Wright is putting a lot on the line as she openly disagrees with Disney's new Poke guidelines. And although the House of the Mouse stayed on the sideline when Wakanda Forever star took to Twitter to espouse her concerns, things may look different for right now that the company has an official plan in place as they continue to navigate around things. I mean, I would say, she should be allowed to share her opinion. I just don't get it. I don't know. Of course, Twitter is losing their mind over it. Letitia Wright has reportedly said similar anti-poke views on the set of Black Panther Wakanda Forever as she was on last year on social media. She also parted ways, fired her U.S. team of representatives in wake of the backlash against her. I would probably fire them too. I mean, people don't care though. They're just, like, all right, just get rid of them. Dang, that's crazy. Anyway, put M'Baku as the new Black Panther. I mean, okay. She's definitely getting fired soon. Otherwise, we're going to have another Aquaman 2 on our hands. I don't really know what that means. I don't know. Yeah, I think Twitter is fine. Twitter is fine. Firing this strong, independent woman of color simply because she doesn't share the same opinions as them. Look, I mean, if anybody has the capabilities to, safely interact with people in a safe way, I would argue that somebody who's super rich probably would be able to. Twitter's turning on her much like the way that they turned on Chris Pratt and everyone else. It's interesting. Now, again, it's crazy how Shuri is one of the smartest characters in the MCU, and yet her actress makes no sense. I don't know. To me, people, this weird cult, I understand. And by the way, so everyone's clear, we're fine. I think people either get it or don't get it based on their own decisions. None of which do they need to defend to me. None of which do they need to explain to me. You have Don Cheadle even defended her. People, until people showed him the video and then he took it back, especially when he saw it was also phobic as well. I'm going to guess that this woman is probably going to get fired. I am very certain that if she doesn't, first of all, she's going to have to get the poke to continue to work for Disney. You know what? I do have a question of you guys. I'm curious what you have to say. Where do you sit on your jobs requiring this? Yeah, I mean, I think we all know why they are. It's a money thing. I don't think, most employers actually care about the health of their customers or their employees. So let's not go down that road. Let's not go down my company really cares about me, so they want me to make the right health decision. No. For me, a job requiring it seems odd. I don't know if you interact with a lot of people and you're a people person, maybe you work in sales or something like that. Maybe you can make the argument for it. Were jobs requiring the flu poke? I don't think so. So I know this is, more dangerous and it is a different thing, but it's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, well, I would just quit my job. Why don't you just go buy a farm and live on a farm, like some people say? I don't think that that's practical. I think that people get it because they don't want to have the worst of the symptoms, and I think that that's fine. I think that people, who don't get it, maybe they have their personal reasons for doing so. It's also really not any of my business. I believe in the science, and I believe that those things work, and so if I have it, I feel safe. It shouldn't matter whether or not someone else has it or doesn't have it, right? Because you can still carry it either way. So to me, I think, requiring it feels dumb. It feels like a virtue signaling thing. The comments in here are just brutal. They're just like, forget it. And again, her statement originally was pretty spicy. I'd say, pretty out there into the realm of like, let's put it this way. It was a lot more than like, hey, live and let live. I have my reasons, you have yours. It was like literal stuff that was, out there. But, people on Twitter don't really care. they just want her fired. I think she's gonna probably get fired because if she doesn't fall in line and she doesn't stop doing the terrible crime of thinking and having a different opinion, Disney's gonna have a major disaster on their hands because she's gonna keep talking. She's got a huge bag from Disney that she's willing to give up for it. I respect her for that. But dang, what a mess this could potentially be. I'll be interested to see what all your comments are in the comment section down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.